Hey guys, this is the Revolutionary Male. My name is Alex, and I'm going to read to you another article from Sandy Lark, a woman I just read. I think in my previous video I read an article from. This one's another doozy. This one's called "There's No Such Thing as Good Men Because There's No Such Thing as Good People." This lady has a really, really positive outlook on the world. It's very inspiring. Let's go ahead and get into this. I will admit, it's a little painful to read it to you, but, that's the price I pay for your entertainment. Ladies, Chica starts, you've been played for far too long. This good guy identity that too many men hold over their heads is nothing but a farce to guilt you into being with them. They use this religious, moralistic black and white thinking to make you believe that your experiences with them are the result of choosing B and not A, as if both choices don't have negative consequences regardless of your decision. As human beings, we each hold the capacity to do both good and bad, however you define the two. And that's another thing. Who the F determines what is good and bad? We all don't think the same. This is why I am led to believe that all of us are selfish to some capacity, and we usually dictate whether someone is decent if they can be of benefit to us. It doesn't shock me at all that she thinks this way. From the article that I just read in the other video, it's very clear that she has an incredibly negative, dark, sadistic, pessimistic, just awful perspective on the world and the people within it. Do I necessarily disagree that people are self-interested? No. I believe firmly that people are self-interested, but that's not the same thing as people being selfish. We're social animals. We are inherently cooperative. That's how we've built the civilization around us. The world around us is inherently cooperative. Think about driving down the highway and the fact of everyone following the same rules. If we weren't inherently cooperative, we would have extremely more chaos on those roads than we do now. While I agree that it is an incredibly dangerous activity that injures, maims, and kills a large number of people every single year, it doesn't account for the fact that for the vast majority of the time, it's safe, constructive, and enables us to sustain the civilization that we have created as a species. So we are inherently cooperative because we're social mammals. But let's continue. Yes, in this current climate where being selfish is viewed as synonymous with being a narcissist, a label we are quick to slap on everybody nowadays, I am standing proud and proclaiming that we are all selfish in some way, shape, or form. Whether you choose to punish yourself for who you really are is your problem to deal with. I don't know what she's talking about. Very vague and unclear what she's supposed to be referencing there. There are many of us who choose to honor this aspect of our nature, and so this label of being bad follows us everywhere. But we don't give an F. Because really, what incentive do I have to quit being selfish and putting my needs first? These silly titles don't mean shit to me. I'm trying not to cuss as much on here. Or for many people who think for themselves. Again, I think she's conflating the idea of being self-interested versus being selfish. So that just completely obliterates the entire argument she's making here. But let's continue nevertheless. I personally don't understand this obsession with labeling someone as good or bad. What exactly makes a person decent? Is there a universal point system that tracks how many altruistic deeds one performs, and once a certain threshold is reached, they have earned the good person label? I'm confused. We humans are complex as hell, and these nonsensical labels are simple-minded at best. They do not accurately describe who we are. No one identity does. If these good men were in such abundance, and for the average woman it was just an easy-peasy matter of choosing between the good guy and the not-so-good one, wouldn't it make sense that men everywhere would quit labeling themselves as such because good men were the norm? But I want to take it a step further. If good men were the norm, why are so many guys relying on the traumatic stories of women to move this norm forward in the first place? What is she talking about? I can't follow any of this. There's an assumed knowledge on the the author has assumed that the reader has a certain knowledge set that I apparently do not have, so I don't know what she's talking about. Usually that's indicative of poor writing. But who am I to judge, apparently, according to her rules? Oh man, okay. If the good guy trope was truly normalized, there would be no need for men to promote this identity and scream from the top of their lungs that this man was indeed an option, right? No, you're wrong. Because most people don't think of themselves as bad. So we would still call ourselves good guys. But whatever. Why even entertain conversations that start with, "That's just the guy you chose," or "Women always go for bad guys. Good men are the standard, and the world is overflowing with these wonderful humans"? I don't know that they're the standard. There's lots of good men out there, probably more good men than bad, but that doesn't mean that just because he's a good man, that you work well together, that you are capable of being in a relationship together. Those are two completely different considerations. You could be a good man and be 80 years old and therefore not the kind of man who would want to marry and date a 25-year-old girl. So what the hell are you talking about here? It's very unclear. This is really just about removing all responsibility and all accountability from the women and the choices that they make. The entire purpose of this article, from what I can determine, based on the very little bit of information that's even remotely clear here, is simply that, is removing all accountability and responsibility from the shoulders of the women who are making their romantic choices. Somehow it's men's fault. This make-believe good guy character is just another way for men to insult the intelligence of women. Well, God help us all. That's our goal all the time. Every man on the earth, we just want to insult the intelligence of all women everywhere, with every behavior and action we choose. She's really figured us out. Because according to my gender counterpart, bad men are pretty much extinct, and they don't really exist whenever a woman has a terrible experience with men. Who is saying this? What is she talking about? Let's continue. But then again, the count goes up to a whopping 50-50 ratio whenever a woman rejects them. So which one is it? What is she talking about? It doesn't make sense. According to these guys, us ladies only have the option of A or B, and women stupidly keep choosing B. Okay, so I guess she didn't really make this clear. I guess the good guy is option A, and the bad guy is option B. All right, I think we're making our way through this here. At the end of the day, it's all manipulative wordplay. Ladies, good men really don't exist. It's just that the individuals belonging to the collective human race cannot be labeled as such. I don't know what that means either. It's just that the individuals belonging to the collective human race cannot be labeled as such. I look at it like this. No matter who you end up with, they have the capacity to hurt you. Point blank. Actually, this goes for anyone you allow into your life, no matter what role they play. Well, no. I was going to curse there. Well, duh, lady. Obviously, the people that you invite into the most intimate parts and private parts of your life are the ones who are going to have the greatest capacity to hurt you, because it's with them with whom you are completely and utterly vulnerable. That's the way that stuff works. Whether it's your spouse or your business partner, that's how that works. There's no avoiding the risk you're taking. Hopefully, you just learn how to choose relatively wisely. And then when things fail or break up or end, even if traumatically, you have the skills and the knowledge to recover. That's all that we can ever do. All that we can ever do. Let's finish her article here. She only got one little paragraph left. You decide who is worth the risk, not any man who attempts to use a label they gave themselves to win you over. And certainly not anyone who eventually becomes the monster they told you to avoid in the first place. It sounds like Sandy has a terrible relationship history that maybe she hasn't done a lot of work on. Her biography on her page here says channeling anger, low self-esteem, trauma, grief, and doubt into maturity and self-worship. So, I think I hit it right on the nose there. That's the end of this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you didn't like it, please go ahead and hit the dislike button and let me know why you liked it or did not like it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, inquiries, go ahead and post them in the comment section below. If you would like to contact me directly, you can go ahead and email me at therevolutionarymail@gmail.com. Again, my name is Alex. Thank you guys for watching, and I will go ahead and see you in the next one.